Right now, I think there's a bust of my head gonna go on my manhole, so.
Great work.
Thank you.
He's mentioning tacos again, it makes me hungry.
I love
What inspired you to want to open a restaurant?
Well, you know what? It's like I love tacos. I love food. I was a long time ago. I was going with this girl that was she had gluten. She couldn't eat gluten, and tacos have no gluten in them. You know, there's corn tortilla, and so we would go all over eating tacos. And I said, you know, I'm opening up a taco restaurant. And then when I was doing a film, Badass, I got with Ash, one of the producers, and he said, that's a great idea. And so that's how they started. And my mom's recipes for salad sauce. We're ready to rock and roll. Trejo's Tacos, next month.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Danny, my name is Josh. Nice to meet you. Big fan, great influence in my life, inspiration, especially for the Latino community. I want to have your opinion on something because I'm a film student. I'm going into my senior year of film school. But my question is, what do you feel is lacking from the Latino community coming up for, like, you know, in the entertainment industry? Like, what do you think the future, or what do you want see us bring for the future of the Latino community in the film industry?
Well, you know, I didn't really understand your question, but I just kind of think perseverance. It's like, if that's what you want to do, we got to do. The biggest problem with some people are that when they're told they can't do it, they say, oh, okay, well, I can't do it, you know, and you just keep doing. I'd rather shoot for the moon and miss than aim for the gutter and make it. You know? So I can do anything.
It's a great analogy. Sometimes, you know, the people, I don't know if I can do it. No, you go all out. Do whatever you can. Yes, sir.
My name is Clemente. Growing up, I loved you in Desperado. For years, I just knew you as a guy who threw knives in Desperado. My question is, for people, like for fans who necessarily don't know your name, do they come to you and say, oh, I loved you as such and such guy in whatever movie?
Yeah, well, my mom started calling me Machete. Before she passed away, I got people drive by my house, hey, Machete! But, you know, and then, as long as they don't start calling me Marsha, you know.
Also, before you filmed Machete and the Super Bowl commercial, what was the most common character people knew you as? Like which role from like which movie?
Before, some only knew you as Machete. What character would how would they identify you with what character?
Well, you know what, the uncle from Spy Kids and Desperado and a lot of times Johnny 23 from Con Air, you know.
My friend Shauna, she sent me a text this morning. She goes, please tell Danny that he terrified me in Con Air. So there, I've done my part for that.
Con Air a lot of guys told me Con Air was a great date flick because their girls would be hanging on to them.
Hi, I was just wondering, what career do you think you would have if you weren't a movie or TV star?
Well, before I got into movies, I was a drug counselor. I used to work with drug addicts and alcoholics, and so that's how I got into the business. Somebody called me up and said, hey, will you come down and hang out with me because I'm trying to stay clean. So I did. I went down and ended up in a movie called Runaway Train with John Boyd and Eric Roberts. And I got to say that everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. And I think that's the way that we should try to live, is just helping each other. And then good things keep happening. What's that?
Do you still help people with drugs today?
I still help people, yeah. I still work for a place called Western Pacific Rehab, and we work in Glendale. We have clinics all over helping detox drug addicts, so I still do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One quick second. When you are helping, counsel people and whatnot, and they don't know, some may not know that you were in the room. So suddenly, one of those like kind of one-way or two-way mirror kind of thing situation, all of a sudden they walk up and they see you, they're like, "Oh, please don't kill me." Is it something like that, or what is their first reaction?
A guy named Eddie Bunker one time told me that you have to disarm people immediately because you don't look like a nice guy, Danny. And well, thanks, Eddie. I'm just telling you, man. So I immediately say hello. Before somebody gets scared of me, I say hi, hello, how are you? So I try to disarm people right away. That's funny. And who else does that? Selma Hayek. She does that so unbelievable. Because guys, like when you're looking at Selma Hayek, you're not having good thoughts. You're like, it's not good. And you're like looking at her like, damn. But then she'll walk up to you and she'll just give you, "How's your mom?" And you're like, yeah. Have you talked to your mother? Have you talked to your mother?
Yes, sir. What is your question?
My name's Jonathan, and I'm a Tarantino fan, and I know you've done some work with them. So my question is, how was it like to work with Quentin Tarantino?
Quentin and Robert, if you stand between Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez when they're having a question, you'll get electrocuted. It's like, there's so much energy going on there. It's like, they can sit down at like lunch and come up with an idea and have like a movie when they're done with lunch. It's like, and Quentin is like, like 4 Energizer bunnies all in one. You can't stop. But he's a great guy, a lot of fun.
Great question.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You worked with a number of amazing actors. Jake Gyllenhaal, obviously, Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro. You just mentioned John Voight. Who would you like to work with that you have not worked with yet?
I don't know. I would have loved to work with John Wayne. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I've worked with George Clooney. I worked with just about everybody. I don't really know. There's a lot of new actors, you know what I mean, that probably want to work with me.
That's true.
I don't really know. I just I show up. How do you prepare for a role, Danny? I show up.
But you don't just show up, though. I mean, you give. If there's a way to give 200%, you do just that. And I was talking with some friends earlier, and they say, if there's something you want, you focus on it and you go after it, and you don't stop until you've achieved that goal. And even then, sometimes that's not enough for some.
Well, you know what? It's just again, it's like I have a great crew, and starting with my agents, starting with my secretaries, starting with my assistants, and they all kind of like put things in perspective as far as this is good, this ain't, and so it's not that hard for me when I get a script because I already kind of know what I got to do. And when a producer casts me, he kind of knows, what he wants and what he's getting And a director, I don't think I'm going to do Hamlet anytime soon.
Would you do Hamlet if it were a version done by Robert Rodriguez?
Yeah, oh yeah. I actually did Henry III or Henry IV, or one Henry. I don't know whatever happened to it, but we did it, and it was kind of funny.
Are you out at one of the booths today?
Yes, absolutely. I'll be out at one of the booths.
Excellent. Is everybody going to line up for one of these booths?
Line up!
Are you going to line up at Danny's booth? Is a better question.
Thank you so much.
I guess if there's one thing that I would try to draw out from you is what would you say to someone who has seen a number of your movies, perhaps not necessarily idolizes what you do, but they take inspiration from what you've done and they want to make it their own craft? How would you suggest they do just that?
Could we make that question a little harder? You know what? I gotta say this. I gotta say the blessing that I have, the blessing that I've got is, like, I love going to high schools and talking in juvenile halls and prison. And I don't care who you are. When you go to a high school, it's like you have to get high school students' attention, and that's impossible because they have none. And then you have to keep it, and that's impossible because of number one. And then you have to show them you're cool. That's impossible because if you're 10 years older, you're just uncool. It's automatic. And then you deliver your message. My message is staying away from alcohol and drugs, and drugs will make any problem worse. Well, anybody can deliver that message. The only problem is 1, 2, and 3. Well, when I walk onto a campus, I have their attention. Not Danny Trejo, but the guy from Spy Kids, the guy from Con Air, the guy from Heat, the guy from Blood In, Blood Out. He's got their attention. They want to hear what that guy has. So that's a total blessing, So I have, first of all, shown them that. You know who I love? I just said Henry Winkler. He was like the Fonz. And yet he's the nicest guy in the world. He is so, and so I took a picture of him going, yay.
Was it the first time you met Henry?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so it was like really cool.
Hi, do you have a question?
Yes. Do you have any regrets in your career? Like, I'm going to kill my agent for this role.
What?
As he's wielding the sword, he says, do you have any regrets, or is it a machete?
Huh?
He says, do you have any regrets in your career?
Do I have any? No. I mean, it's like, my career's been blessed. I work all the time, and my kids are, clean and sober, and I'm clean and sober, and I gotta say, life is pretty good. I look forward to whatever I got coming.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes.
In the Predators movie, how did you feel about the 5 o'clock line?
In the what?
In the Predators movie?
The Predator movie?
No, the movie you were in, the Predators.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the 5 o'clock line?
How did you feel about the 5 o'clock line?
The 5 o'clock line, I don't remember, but I just remember. I remember the Predator, all I kept saying was, help me! I don't remember that line.
Uh-oh. We've reached... stalemate!
Yeah, I don't...
What happened?
I don't remember the line.
All I remember is falling out of the sky and getting ready to shoot, who was it? Well, Adrian Brody. Wow, an Oscar-winning actor. Thank you. I just had a lot of fun in that movie. We filmed that movie on the Big Island, but the other side where it's all volcanic and roots and mud is hard. It was really hard, but not so hard on the actors as it was on the crew carrying equipment.
Where can we see the From Dusk Till Dawn TV series? When?
On the El Rey network. Robert Rodriguez's network is called El Rey, and it's an unbelievable show. I enjoyed it, and it's like wow, really wild.
And then last but not least, Trejo's Tacos. One more time, and we're going to opens next month in LA. Absolutely. Please come see Danny in his booth one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for a legend, Danny Trejo.
Thank you so much.